Did we really need a 3-part reunion for this season? Or could this have just been an email? Is it me, or could this have been a Teams meeting? What's up, everybody? It's your girl Bonnie Scotch. Thank you so much for clicking on my video. I wanted to bring you a recap for Married to Medicine. This is season 10, part 3 of the reunion. Again, this could have been an email. This could have been a Teams meeting. Like, girl, not even. Like, let's jump in the Teams chat. We don't need to set aside a whole meeting for this. Let's go ahead and get into this nothing-ass reunion, y'all. Before we get started with this recap, go ahead and hit the like button for me. When you hit the like button, not only is it a free way to support my channel, but it also lets YouTube know that I'm here and that you all are rocking with my commentary. So YouTube starts to shoot my content out to other viewers just like you, an audience who ordinarily would not get a chance to connect with my channel. To touch on these last couple of episodes, I just want to bring it back to Simone and Quad for a second. Remember when Simone was saying, I can name 2 or 3 examples of when I've come through for you and you can't do the same for me? And then she named Quad's like most traumatic experience. I'm just curious as to why Simone didn't go with the other 2 examples. Like, choosing that to make your point was diabolical. And I just want to drive that home. Like, Jackie and Simone are the villains of this show. Oh, and Heavenly. You can't have the villain conversation without mentioning Heavenly, because she is really very calculated in a way that I think the other ladies are not, like Simone and Jackie, for instance. Jackie is just a cold church lady and Simone is just Simone wants to be right all the time. That's what it is with Simone. She has to be right. She's one of those people that she has to be right no matter what, even at the cost of peace and friendships and common sense. You know what I'm saying? All right, so Apollo comes out and Andy is hugging him all close. And I'm like, Andy, sit your ass down, girl. That's probably why you got all these allegations out in the streets now. Rodney made this point last week, the way Andy was asking Simone and Toya if he could join in on their threesome, and it was like, HR, are you there? 'Cause girl, boundaries, you're their boss. I don't want my boss talking to me about anything sex related. Girl, it's giving a call to HR. Andy asked Adria why she feels it's necessary to have Apollo here, and Phaedra said, well, the girls were asking about him, so I wanted him to come. Phaedra, shut up. He was mentioned like 2 times on the show. Okay, so stop. You knew that bringing this man on the show would be a gag for the reunion. You know that everybody was going to be talking about it, and they were. But the moment for me flopped, and we're going to get into why in a second. Side note, Apollo looks really good. I have never been attracted to Apollo. I never was Google Gaga about this man. All right. Let me pull it to the side for a second. I feel like colorism has done a number on my people. And I feel like anybody with light skin, people are Google Gaga over. And I feel like for a long time, Apollo did fall into that category. Not to say he was ever a bad looking dude. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying he wasn't my cup of tea. And just because somebody is light skinned doesn't make them automatically fine to me. He was just all right. He was just a regular, average, light skinned dude to me. I will say this though. Apollo has gotten more attractive with age. Some people just get better with age. I feel like I'm one of those people where I get prettier the older I get. Apollo is one of those people where he gets more handsome the older he gets. This little bit of hair works for him. The little fro hawk works, and I usually don't like those, but I think a part of the reason I don't is because a lot of the times when you get certain haircuts, and I'm a licensed cosmetologist, so this is why I'm saying this. When you get certain haircuts, it has to complement the shape of your head. So you can't have like a pointy pinhead and then get like a pointy fucking hairstyle, right? A little mohawk at the top because it looks crazy, right? If you have a wide head out here and then you get like a wide cut, like a flat, a flat top. I keep hitting the mic. I'm sorry about that. And it comes out here, then it's going to make your head look bigger. So if you have a big head like this, you have to kind of do something with the shape like this to make it come in. You have to play with the illusions. And this works for Apollo. Child, I'm talking about this man haircut more than I'm talking about the show. Anyway, yeah, I think this is the best that Apollo's ever looked. So shout out to him. And Toya, you were judging Phaedra. So don't try to act like, you were just asking about him innocently. See, I dictated into my phone Toya and it changed it to Toyota. Toyota said Phaedra got defensive. Phaedra never got defensive with you, Toya. She just checked you on your bullshit. And if she did get defensive, she would have been well within her right to do so. I hated how they played this flashback from Real Housewives of Atlanta before Apollo went to jail. Because who cares? He was never on the show. He was never introduced to us. We don't know anything about him. Say, for example, you never watched Real Housewives of Atlanta, but you're a huge fan of Married to Medicine. How is this making sense? Context is so important to a show. So you throw these clips together of Apollo and he's talking about jail and he's talking about Todd and Kandi. What if people don't know who Todd is? Like, what if they just don't know? What if they want more context? Like, this has happened, maybe 10 years ago at this point, right? 8 to 10 years ago? I don't know. This was so ridiculous, y'all. And again, who cares? He was never on the show. So why are we spending 6 whole minutes on Apollo? It just seemed very nebulous the way they introduced Apollo to the situation with Phaedra. I don't know. Something about it was weird. Apollo said that Todd just called him last week to apologize, implying something like him and Kandi made Apollo their storyline. I guess because they were hiding Apollo's things in their garage. I don't remember Apollo being that prominent of a storyline in terms of Kandi and Todd. It was mentioned because it was what was happening on the show. Phaedra was on the show at the same time. So Apollo, cut the shit. You were the one who did the crime. So how is this falling back on Todd? Like he has something to apologize to you about. This is so weird. This is so stupid. Quad said Letitia and Greg are well suited for one another because Letitia can be easily manipulated. I said, gag it, Quad. It's the truth. Letitia said it wasn't fair for Quad to make that statement because Quad doesn't know her. Girl, I don't know you, and I can see that you're easily influenced and manipulated. Also, let's not act like people can't make observations based on how they see you behaving on a show. You get what I'm saying? We don't have to know you to know what it gives. So you constantly saying, oh, you made this judgment about me, but you don't know me. It's just tired. And it's like, girl, we watched the show like everybody else. You sat at the table with Heavenly, got drunker than a Cuda Brown, and started spilling your guts. Heavenly invited you on the show for the calculated purpose of bringing drama to the show to stir up some shit between you, Quad, and Greg. And you couldn't even, see that for yourself. You're not that smart. You're very naive. You're a little bit goofy. And you said yourself, you never saw yourself on TV. You're uncomfortable. You didn't want to do this, blah, blah. And you still let Heavenly convince you to get on TV and look a fool. And I know Sweet Tea watches the show. I don't care what she says. Okay? She be lying. Oh, and we know you're easily manipulated because you said that you understand what Quad was saying when Gregory was manipulating you about not setting the alarm for the house, and he lied to you and told you it was niggas in the house with pow-pows, with GUNs. Okay, girl. Andy brings up this 4K a month question again. Greg said that he should have lied, and he and Phaedra could be together right now. You never know. Everyone is looking crazy in the face. Greg is in his high-pitched voice.
Can't we just have a moment for this truth, man? Can't we just keep it real, man? I'm just keeping it real.
Cringe. Okay? Letitia, your husband is the one sitting on TV fumbling his words when Quad comes around. Okay? Now he's saying he wish he lied about his bank account to Phaedra because you never know. You never know where they could be today. This is your man. This is your husband. Your husband, honey. Fantasizing about being with Phaedra in front of you. Working it out in his mind what that would look like. To the point where everybody's like, that's your husband, Letitia. Clown shit. This is the man that you ran after and jumped down in his DMs for, talking about, I could give you what you want. Ciao. Andy is asking Greg how he feels about being on stage with Quad. Greg says, once you've gone through trauma in a situation and there's toxicity, it's difficult. And I'm so glad that Quad spoke up in this moment to say, you motherfuckers know that this is my show, pretty much. I've been here. Greg left for years. And then all of a sudden he came back because he has Letitia on his arm. Quad is the breakout star of this show. Quad is the show. For all intents and purposes. This is her shit. So how are you expecting that nobody's ever going to speak about Quad? Including you, Letitia. You always sound goofy when you bring this up. And another thing. Letitia in the finale was talking about how she doesn't know why Quad wants to be here based on how the ladies kicked her off the trip. I don't know why you want to be here either, based on how Heavenly treats you, based on how Jackie treats you. They all treat you like you're stupid. You calling them old. They're calling you young and stupid. Y'all are clearly not friends, so this is not the platform for you. At least with Quad, she's established relationships with everybody on the show. And the same cannot be said for you, Miss Thing. So you mad at Quad because she coming to work? She coming to her own job and you just got to the gig? And you feel like she shouldn't be here? You know how stupid you sound? Girl, Andy's asking Greg how he feels about Sweet Tea saying she's getting a little access to the money. Access to the money. He said, oh, I like her bag. Gregory, whatever. You gonna sit up here and act like her government salary is comparable to what you make as a doctor? Just stop. Then we get these flashbacks of the couple's trip. This argument between Heavenly and Simone about going to Hilton Head, South Carolina. And Simone checked Heavenly again. Let Jackie speak for herself. She's a grown-ass woman, okay? But a part of me feels like Jackie likes when Heavenly acts like a pit bull about her. It feeds her ego or something like that. I don't even remember how we got on this conversation, but Alicia said that everyone has to do what works for them in their household. Girl, is your household working for you? Because you were the one who said that you was going to leave this nigga when you was pregnant. You're the one who told us that your nigga was sorry and that you told him to his face he wasn't even a man because he couldn't do like manly household shit. If I'm with a man, I'm living with a man and the nigga can't put a shelf on a motherfucking wall, useless. Am I whatless boy? Yeah. Worthless, whatless. This nigga dumped all the money into crypto and didn't listen to you when you told him to pull it out. So he's bad with money. He don't do shit around the house. And to me, a man that just goes to work and comes home and sits around and bangs the table talking about where's dinner is a fuck nigga. Come here and clean the house where you live at. Cook in the house where you live at and cook for everybody. We all gonna motherfucking pull our share around here, nigga. But y'all make certain things okay. Okay? You're not bringing the shit that you did in your mother's house to my house. Sorry. I could live on my own. I could live by my motherfucking self and have peace. Girl. Anyway, they asked Kemma about, when he said that he doesn't give oral sex, and Alicia starts going off about how they're both oral surgeons and they've seen so many cases of trauma when it comes to, oral sex, trauma involving the mouth. And it's like, girl, you always trying to spin all kinds of stories to make it seem like what your nigga does is okay. You don't even understand how lame and stupid you sound defending this nigga, when you could really go out and find a nigga who likes to eat coochie. But you're the loser who's sitting up in the house with a man where you were about to leave him when you were pregnant. A nigga that doesn't even give you head. But you sitting up here talking about, oh, well, we're both oral surgeons and we see so many cases of people who come in who have had... Okay, well, open your mouth a little bit more. Okay? If you're a woman going down on a man, open up that mouth a little bit more. Open up the jaw. And if you're a man going down on a woman, don't use teeth for certain things. It's very fucking simple. A lot of this shit is common sense. For real. Like, girl, I'm so ready for this to be over. Is there a hope for Sweet Tea and Heavenly? Heavenly and Sweet Tea get to arguing. I don't know why Heavenly is acting indignant as she is. Like she hasn't been dogging this woman out the whole season. The rest of the reunion is just flashbacks and fluff to me. I don't want to talk about Phaedra's home decor or Sweet Tea trying on wedding dresses because who cares? This third part was silly. They could have kept this and boiled everything up into 2 parts. But y'all, that was the reunion. Go ahead and drop down in the comments and let me know how you felt about this episode. Let me know how you felt about the season overall. It was a flop for me. This was Married to Medicine's worst season, hands down. This wasn't good. It wasn't good. And this was my favorite reality TV show. Yeah, I'm not sure about that anymore. We're going to have to see about the next season and how that works out, how that shakes out. Bring back Contessa, honey. Justice for Contessa. She probably didn't want to fool with Heavenly, because Heavenly was talking about cheating ass Dr. Scott. But it's like, Contessa, you the one who told us that the nigga was, getting DMs and, texting bitches and all kinds of things. And then you get mad because somebody talks about it. It's like, I get it, because it's like, if Heavenly's supposed to be your friend, you don't want them talking about it. So I get that. But anyway, go ahead and hit the like button for me on the way out, and I will see y'all for the next one. Peace.